Clinton phone conversations has the look of every married woman's nightmare. Sleek, sexy, a blonde femme fatale.
Yes, I was Bill Clinton's lover for 12 years. And for the past 2 years, I have lied to the press about our relationship to protect him. Sam, if somebody's willing to pay you $130,000 or $170,000 to say something, and you get your 15 minutes of fame, and you get your picture on the front page of every newspaper, and you're some failed cabaret singer who doesn't even have much of a resume to fall back on, and what's there she's lied about. You know, that's the daughter of Willie Horton, as far as I'm concerned. It's the same kind of attempt to keep the real issues of this country out of the mainstream debate where they need to be.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Hillary Clinton's interview to CNN while she was in Oxford, England, about the Brett Kavanaugh swearing-in ceremony. Now, she had quite a few choice words for Republicans in general, especially the leadership, Mitch McConnell and Donald Trump. She said that they demeaned, air quote, demeaned the process, that they insulted women who have come forward with their sexual assault allegations, including Christine Blasey Ford. Now, when I say that, yes, this is the same Hillary Clinton that you just saw talking about Jennifer Flowers at the very beginning of this video, Monica Lewinsky, and the list goes on. If you want a full list of Bill Clinton's accusers that Hillary Clinton has fought out against over the years, I'll place them in the description box below. All right, so let's just have that be clear. But before I get into my breakdown of it, before I tear her to shreds, what I'm going to do is show you a few clips. First, I'm going to show you the clip in question from the Brett Kavanaugh swearing-in ceremony. I guess she said that he turned it into a political rally, all this, that, and the third. All I heard in the ceremony was Donald Trump thanking everybody that allowed the process to go forward, senators and everybody else. And he also spoke very highly of Brett Kavanaugh himself, because this is about Brett Kavanaugh being sworn in. The one clip in question does refer to all of what I said, but I guess she took that as being political. After you see that clip, then you'll see her response in which she was talking about Republicans demeaning the process and insulting and attacking women that have come forward. After that, you'll see Trump's response to her interview. After we get done with all that, I'll talk about all those things and wrap it on up with a nice bow on top. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
I would like to begin tonight's proceeding differently than perhaps any other event of such magnitude. On behalf of our nation, I want to apologize to Brett and the entire Kavanaugh family for the terrible pain and suffering you have been forced to endure. Those who step forward to serve our country deserve a fair and dignified evaluation, not a campaign of political and personal destruction based on lies and deception. What happened to the Kavanaugh family violates every notion of fairness, decency, and due process. Our country, a man or a woman, must always be presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty. And with that, I must state that you, sir, under historic scrutiny, were proven innocent. Thank you.
You cannot be civil with a political party that wants to destroy what you stand for, what you care about. That's why I believe if we are fortunate enough to win back the House and/or the Senate, that's when civility can start again. But until then, the only thing that the Republicans seem to recognize and respect is strength. And you heard how the Republican members, led by Mitch McConnell, the president, really demeaned the confirmation process, insulted and attacked not only Dr. Ford, but women who were speaking out. You know, look, I remember Republican operatives shutting down the voting in Florida in 2000. I remember the swift boating of John Kerry. I remember the things that even the Republican Party did to John McCain in 2000. I remember what they did to me for 25 years, the falsehoods, the lies, which unfortunately people believe because the Republicans have put a lot of time, money, and effort in promoting them. So when you're dealing with an ideological party that is driven by the lust for power, that is funded by corporate interests who want a government that does its bidding, it's hard. You can be civil, but you can't overcome what they intend to do unless you win elections.
What's your response to Hillary Clinton saying last night's swearing in of Judge Kavanaugh was more a political event than it was a national event?
I guess that's why she lost. She doesn't get it. She never did. I knew that a long time ago. Hillary never got it. That's why she lost. Anything else?
All right, so you see what's going on there. You see what's happening. Now, there's quite a bit here, but I'll try not to be too long-winded. First of all, like I said from the very beginning, this was not some kind of political rally or an attacking thing. This was Donald Trump just coming out and speaking highly of Brett Kavanaugh and those who supported the whole process. And what he said in the clip I showed you was 100% correct. This whole thing was a big hoax. One of my callers on ABO Live brought it to my attention the other day where they said this woman, Christine Blasey Ford, didn't really have much to go off of other than public things that anybody could find. All that she had in her favor was that she happened to have gone to school in the same vicinity or to the same, not the same school, but in the same area as Brett Kavanaugh. Obviously, she couldn't have gone to the same school because he went to an all-boys school, but I digress. She probably took information from the book that Mark Judge had published and used that to concoct a story against Brett Kavanaugh. There were so many holes in the testimony, you could call it Swiss cheese. It was really a mess. And then after Brett Kavanaugh gets confirmed, all of a sudden now she doesn't want to pursue it any further. That tells me that it was never really about any truth. It was about trying to delay the process, which is what they were able to do. Unfortunately for them, it was only by 1 week and not until after the midterms. So I guess the mission was not really accomplished, but I digress. Everything Trump said here is what most of us as Americans are thinking, which is why we are walking away from the left that is so divisive, that is so hateful and spiteful. We're going towards more sane people that think the same way we think. And then into Hillary Clinton's response to that, how are you going to say that civility is not a thing that everybody deserves, regardless of what the situation is? I may disagree with you. I may not like you. I may almost hate you. That's kind of a strong word to use, but it is what it is politically. That doesn't mean that I am going to say that it's okay to not be civil. I want everybody, regardless of your political affiliation, to be able to sit down and have a civil conversation without any kind of violence, without any kind of name calling, ad hominem attacks. Let's have a discussion and meet somewhere in the middle. I don't have to agree with you all the way, and likewise for you, but let's not have it be an uncivil thing. Hillary Clinton is promoting the exact thing that is tearing a lot of people, a lot of families in this country apart. I wouldn't say it's really widespread, like some would have you believe, but I do think it's a serious issue, and she ought to be ashamed of herself for promoting this. But at the same time, while I do not approve of what she's talking about, nor would I say that myself, is almost a blessing in disguise, because the more that the left from the top on down keeps promoting this type of behavior, the more people that we gain, because the average person does not agree with you, Hillary Clinton. The average person is cringing when they hear that. We don't want to have civility until we get in office. Republicans only respect strength. What are you talking about? We respect those who come to the table and do not behave like children. We respect people that are civil. We do not respect incivility. Actually, it's the exact opposite. Sometimes I wonder, is Hillary Clinton on our side? Is she truly a red pill? person on the low? Do we not know about it? Is she compromised? I'm not really sure what it is. She could be a double agent at this point, because all of what she's talking about does nothing to help their side. She is ramping up what she did during the 2016 election, probably because she can't get over it. At the same time, I think she knows she's not even really healthy enough to have won the presidential election, aside from her political stances. When she was in Oxford to give a speech about Eleanor Roosevelt unveiling the statue, she was coughing then.
Some water. Can I get some water? Would you go get it for me, Opal? Yeah.
So if you're coughing moments before and or after the interview you just gave a couple of days ago or yesterday, how do you think that you would have been able to be a good candidate to have in office? Your own party doesn't even really want to be around you or associated with you. They're trying to move forward. They're trying to move towards the so-called people of color, the young people. You're like a relic. You're still around because you're angry and bitter about the whole situation. And what Trump said as a response was dead or inaccurate. She does not get it. She doesn't understand that people don't like what she's talking about. All right. People appreciate a common man's approach. Although Trump is not a common man, he speaks that way. He's able to understand the common man. Hillary Clinton cannot. All right. And she doesn't even understand her own history and background. We know what you were talking about in the very beginning of this video. All right. What you said, Trump did not say anything close to as it relates to Christine Blasey Ford and any other women. All he said was, let's just have some evidence come forward. If the person doesn't really know when it was or where it was, how can you take that seriously? Hillary Clinton went into ad hominem attacks talking about failed cabaret dancer, singer, or whatever. I mean, really personal stuff, right? 15 minutes of fame. I never heard Trump say anything like that as it relates to the accusers of Brett Kavanaugh or anybody else, not even those who were accusing him of certain things. All right. She comes off as very hypocritical, in my humble opinion, and also somebody that is manufactured a fake person. If you say that Donald Trump, Mitch McConnell, Republicans in general are being incivil as it relates to the accusers of Brett Kavanaugh, then you got to take a long, deep look in the mirror and say the exact same thing about yourself, because we got the evidence, we got the tapes. And if you want to see the full version of what I played in the very beginning and also other clips of her saying similar things while she's defending her husband, Slick Willie, I'll place those in the description box below so you're able to see them for yourself, uncut, with no commentary from me. You'll be able to hear her in her own words, uninterrupted. So that is pretty much all I got. I mean, Democrats, liberals, whatever you want to call yourself, progressives, you guys don't get it if you think that what Hillary Clinton said is the right way to go. I don't agree with you guys over there. I don't even like you guys over there like that, but I would never, ever promote any kind of incivility, any kind of harm to come your way. I say, let's have meaningful debates. Let's be peaceful with each other and try to meet at a common ground. I think that I'm more of a centrist kind of person. I like to be able to understand both sides and come to a middle ground. But when one side is so far over to the left, what can you really do with that? It's hard to bring them to the center, because in their mind, they're thinking that they're a centrist too. They think that calling for violence against people, actually enacting violence against people, is okay as long as they have a different point of view than they do. But that's just not how it goes. So what do you think? Do you think that Hillary Clinton was on point here to call for incivility against Republicans until the Democrats gain power in the House and Senate? I mean, is that how it works? Or do we live in a banana republic? Do we live in some kind of third world country where you can kill your political opponents, and then once you get in power, it's all good because your political opponents are now deceased? This is some second world, third world, banana republic type stuff. This is not Western values. We don't operate that way. We don't just go out there and attack the opponents like that. You know, if you want to attack somebody, let it be through meaningful debate, not with this, Antifa, Black Lives Matter style stuff. That's not what we do. But whatever your comments are, please let me know in the comments.